Yeah, a really tight 5-set battle against the University of Denver, ultimately going 15-13 in the 5th set, and them taking that one. And a shout out to Cassie Davis, their outside hitter. She had 27 kills on less than 50 swings and had a pretty dominant night. And she was pretty hard to slow down. But I think overall, like a really nice team effort from our team. And we had a lot of different things in different areas that I thought were really nice and shined, and then some other areas that we can absolutely clean up as we look ahead to next week when we got South Dakota at home on Thursday, and then we go to South Dakota State in Brookings on the road on Saturday.
And, Coach, when you look at the box score, you look down there and you see 40 tied scores, 20 lead changes. Is there any point during the match, maybe early on, first, second set, where you're like, okay, this one's a back and forth match. There wasn't too many big runs by either side. It was just back and forth. Does the mindset change at all? Does what you tell the team during media timeouts or timeouts, kind of what's the thought process there?
Yeah, I think for us, we know that every match is going to be a battle, that every team is really, really good. And so we come out expecting for it to be neck and neck the entire time. And tonight it was, because both teams were battling really, really hard. But we talk about just being good over a long period of time and stacking good plays together. And if we can keep finding the good and stacking those plays, then we're going to be in a pretty good spot.
And Jarolin, looking at your stat line, you had 13 kills in 21 attempts. You hit 524. Some big putaways there late in the game. Just talk a little bit about what it's like to know that your teammates have that trust in you to make that big play, to make that kill when you guys really need it the most.
I feel like it was not only my teammates, but also our coaches, like telling us what to play, and like especially easy, calling routes on like everybody. So finding our middles on the move and our setters having that trust in us, like really like help us to be able to get those kills.
And Coach, obviously the young lady to your right there is in the midst of a pretty good year, playing in the middle for you. Talk a little bit about her impact, but also what it's like to be able to have someone like her who's having a good year, who's played a lot of volleyball in her career, and how it can translate to someone like Vanessa Washington, who's having a pretty good rookie campaign as well.
Yeah, I mean, Jarolin's an absolute stud, and is so great in every phase of the game, whether it's from the service line, whether it's taking a ton of balls, which she's done both matches this weekend, whether it's being a really shutdown blocker or being dominant as an attacker as well. And so to have such a robust skill set where she can impact the game in so many different ways is awesome just to watch and to see. And then on top of that, you add in the senior leadership that she has, having played in so many big matches here in the U.S., but also abroad in the Dominican, where she's from, is awesome. And then you get to see Vanessa Washington, who's also doing very well, looking up to Jarolin and kind of stealing all the different things that she does. And it's really cool for them to have that dynamic and that relationship and to feed off of each other in that way.
And Jarolin, obviously didn't end up on the side of that you wanted to with the win this afternoon, but from a player's perspective, what's the mindset? Is it, let's just forget about it as soon as we can? Do we think about it a little bit, kind of maybe where we could have made a play or two here or there? Kind of what's your mindset as far as moving forward?
I feel like my mindset is just learn from it and then just move on. Like, I feel like that's the mindset that everybody on this team has, because we know we play well when we just worry about our side and the stuff we want to do in the moment.
And Coach, looking previewing next week, obviously back in the Betty on Thursday night against South Dakota, and then you head to Brookings to play South Dakota State. Kind of just give us your thoughts, early thoughts on those two matches.
Yeah, I mean, South Dakota is always very, very good. Now, they also got swept by St. Thomas at home in Vermilion just 2 nights ago, and so we know that they've got some things that they're working through as well. And then South Dakota State's having their best year that they've ever had. As of Thursday night, they were like 14-0 or something like that, and they're chugging along with a lot of new pieces. So it's going to be interesting to really dive into their film and see how they're using different people and where they're putting their best players to have an impact. But either way, it's going to be a battle just like it is every night in Summer League, so we can't wait to go do it.